Alright, so what we was talking about earlier, I was like, I wanted to get that. We was having a conversation about. Where you want to start? Because we talk about a lot of shit. That's why I said we should put the camera on so we can start sharing these conversations with people. So realistically, I was like, I'm tired of the whole 50-50. I hate men. I hate women. Going out of town. I'm gonna get a passport, bro. I'm gonna go find me a home. And I think we need more resolution. We don't have enough resolution in our community. We don't even have community, in my opinion. Based on my observations, we lack in community within our culture. Like, our culture's a shit right now. I'm not proud of our culture at all. And a lot of people might feel like, oh, you can't say that, but I genuinely just don't care for it. But I want to start by saying how America's biggest weapon is media, right? And also, there's two things. But first I want to touch on the fact that motherfucking Diddy's being plastered all over the place, like, and we're like the only culture that makes fun of people when they down. They got the 1,000 bottles of baby oil, and I find it so odd that they keep throwing that out there in the media, right? But I don't know if you knew this or not. Brett FArve is going to trial because he has been caught stealing money that was supposed to go to welfare recipients to fund his pet projects. You know who Brett FArve is? Quarterback. He's a quarterback for NFL.
I didn't hear about this
Hall of Fame. Yeah, nobody heard about it. Now here's the kicker, right?
His pet project?
Any pet projects he got, like, basically he was stealing money from the government.
You said welfare funds?
Yes, he was stealing money that for welfare recipients, and he was using it. He got caught. They called him to court. He's about to start trial about this, right? For this, you don't see this shit plastered on no media outlets. So coincidentally, he comes out and says he has Parkinson's disease. So if you Google Brett FArve right now, nothing about him going to trial will show up. Everything about everybody, saying, oh, we feel bad, he has Parkinson's. But allegedly, he didn't have Parkinson's disease. But conveniently, right when this trial hit, I don't know. You can Google that shit. But I was like, it's two Americans, right? And I say that to say this. Our culture's so fucked up. Whenever we see somebody who was prominent or who was, like, up here fall, especially if they fall all the way to the bottom, like, not all people in our culture, but a large majority, they celebrate that shit. And that shit is crazy to me. Like, we the only culture. I don't see Asians do that. I don't see Jewish people do that. I don't see Latinos really like that. Sad to say, like, most Latin people don't do that. I was like, yo, but black motherfuckers, they can't wait to talk shit about you or be like, yeah, good for that motherfucker. Like, and what's crazy about the Diddy situation is it was so many people that was around benefiting from Diddy, right? And then the only person I can say that I know personally is Gene. You know what I'm saying? Like, since Biggie got killed, Gene been on some fuck Diddy shit. So he's the only person I genuinely respect when it comes to speaking up. Because nobody spoke up.
Right.
I don't know her. I'm saying people that I know personally. It's like, I don't know, right? I could say, yeah, to me it's recent. I don't know how long. So I only seen it as of lately. Her, like, right in the beginning of the whole shit starting to happen. So, and this is why I'm saying that I personally know, or that I know prior to it being cool to go on social media and bash people. And in the case of Gene, I don't think it's a bash session. He genuinely felt, he was like, Diddy did some fuck shit, and he spoke out about it. So I could respect that. And not saying I could respect that, whether or not Diddy did it, he stayed on it. I could respect the motherfucker who, when it was not cool, or it was almost, because I was scared for Gene at one point. Remember, I found the DVD, and I was like, yo, I hit Boom Down. I was like, yo, your man out here wilding on the DVD. Like, look at this. Like, that was DVD era, he was fucking doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just, I don't know. But, it should be crazy.
Should be crazy. So you feel like with Diddy, it's guilty until proven innocent. When it comes
black
to
people, yes.
Culture.
Yep, guilty until proven innocent. And it's fucked up because that's how the judicial system look at us too. Like, it's like we don't get no support. And even with that, right? Let's say he is guilty, right? So we do this shit with all our people. So we just gonna stop listening to all Puff Daddy music again, right? Like it's clipped for the Benjamins because he got caught being a freak, having orgies and swinging, and which I still don't understand what's the crime in that. They keep saying it's sex trafficking shit, but they're not speaking about that.
The flying women out,
Mm-hmm.
and if they were compensated
They
for their
consider that
services,
trafficking.
they consider that, or after you cross state lines, it's considered trafficking and prostitution.
I know,
But there's women who
willingly did it.
Go get flued out, right? And they want to be compensated for sex.
So that's what's crazy, right? You see that every day.
Who's at fault here? The person paying for the sex or the person selling the sex?
Well, in states that prostitution is not legal, both parties, the hooker and the John, as they would say, both are committing an act of crime. So that, with that being said, that means there's several people that should be going to jail, right? Based on whatever state this shit happening, they should be going to jail. But I don't know. I just my motherfucking business. Cardi B, Offset.
I'm tired.
She tired.
No, I'm seriously tired.
You tired?
I feel like
what part?
I feel like I've been fighting for my life today, and I'm just like,
talk about it.
It's just like, what are we dealing with right now? Allegedly, right? We're gonna say allegedly, but we saw them both airing out their dirty laundry, right, or spilling their own tea. Allegedly, right now, from what he says, right, he went through her phone, saw she might have been fucking niggas while she was pregnant. And she said, and did, so what? And bitches is happy and cheering her on, saying that because he cheated so much, it was okay for her to get her one lick back.
While she was pregnant.
Some people feel like she was lying. She just said that to get him mad, right? And even if that was the case, why would you want someone to believe that you were capable of fucking somebody while you were pregnant with their child?
Yeah, I think any woman who wants that perception is disgusting, whether she did it or didn't do it. So this goes back to what I was saying about the culture's a shit mess. So you saying there's women that are like cheering this on?
I might have seen, and I'm being like, it's laughable. I'm gonna say 3 to 5. I literally scrolled to see if anybody was in disagreements, and I might have had 2 of my DMs, 1 text message, but like publicly, I didn't catch one girl that said nobody finds it, that this is disturbing, that whether she's lying or not, that she would use that to get him upset, say that I fucked somebody else while I was pregnant with your child.
No, with our child.
With our child, right? Because both of us. At the end of the day, whether you feel like he's a cheater, right? Right? You feel that he put your child. Well, I don't know if he cheated during the course of her pregnancy, but we know he definitely cheated before. She got pregnant in January, right?
I don't be really keeping up with this shit. That's what I'm saying. She had a meltdown. I was like, fuck this nigga. And that's when she turned her pregnant.
9 months later, September, she had a baby. So she literally was fucking with him right after that. So at this point, it's like either one or 2 things. You leave him alone or you take your L in silence, because we only know he's cheating because you're telling us he's cheating.
So he's not getting caught like on blogs and shit like that?
Nah. He had a incident recently with, ironically, another pregnant girl, but supposedly they were friends. They were exes, but they kept in touch. Her husband had got killed. I don't know. It's a lot, right? And it's always her putting him on blast or going on live and letting everybody know that he's cheating.
So, and the women are champion.
They feel like, right, instead of saying leave him alone, like leave him. Because at the end of the day, right, even with the 3rd pregnancy, you took him back. Leave him alone. I guess now she's fed up. That's what they're saying. I personally don't think, I'm like, oh, she's going to hide it for a few months like she did last time and she'll be right back with him. Yeah. I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. So they feel like, oh, it's okay that she's fucking with niggas. She's getting her roster up.
What does that mean?
Her, like,
Oh, getting a bag of dicks.
A lineup of guys you're gonna pull up.
Getting a bag of dicks. That's all it is. Like, but let me ask you a question. Like, how do like women,
that it's okay. So they feel like times have changed, right? And they feel like women not sitting at home crying anymore, which is understandable. So for me, I'm like, let your pussy rest for a little bit.
Or that.
Learn yourself. Be by yourself for a little bit. Just because it didn't work out with you and your husband, I'm not saying you're not going to be able to find anybody else or anything like that. But right? Ask yourself, why was he cheating? Because bitches automatically think because they look a certain aesthetic that equates to they will never be cheated on. They don't even treat a man like a man. Everybody, like Beyonce got cheated on, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, it happens throughout people's relationships, right? So you could it happens in fidelity.
What do you want me to tell you? Because my take on this really fast.
Yeah.
The natural order, and a lot of people gonna probably disagree with this shit, but it's women that I've spoke to that get it, right? The difference between men and women is this, right? Men are excited by sight, which is flesh, right? They see something, they gonna fuck it, that's it. Women sound and what they hear, how it makes them feel, and all that. Even when it comes to the act of sex, right? Women have to be in the mood, not just physically, but mentally, right? You know, they got to be there. Everything got to be right. A man can literally pull his dick out through the dick hole in his drawers and be ready to go, right? So
girls got to put their hands in.
Yeah, they got right there. So even the literal physical act of it is way more strenuous, right? So now the thing about this, right? And I hate to say it, and I don't want to be a man gonna be a man theory, but in most cases, men, when they go out and commit infidelity, it's only the physical thing in most cases, right? You have cases where motherfuckers do be falling in love and wanting to have both, feelings for two parties or whatever the case may be, or five. For women, it's the emotional part that makes them feel like, oh my God, how could he do this to me? He must love her and all that.
So I thought you was going to elaborate on me saying that they think because they look a certain aesthetic, that doesn't mean that it's a possibility for them to get cheated on, right?
So what I'm saying
because
for
they
that
have
is
money. Men don't care about money, right? Men don't care about a bitch having money. Why do you think that they'll end up with a regular bitch that work at McDonald's or something like that, right? Because they feel like, they could boss her up or they could give her money or elevate her, right? Most women are not trying to do that for men, right? So they'll get with a guy with money and feel like, what can he do for me, right? But if they are already established, they feel like you either gotta come equal or have more, right? Men don't think like that. Men don't mind a bitch having less than him and then building her up to be what they want to say, a boss-ass bitch.
So hold that thought. So this is another thing, right? And I'm not going to derail from what you said. We're going to get right back to that. Remember you said men, right? The women won't do that for the men. In American society, based on my observation, women are taught, right? You need to be a good wife. Well, traditionally, it ain't really like that no more, right? But just in order to get you a successful husband, you needed to be a good wife. Men are taught, if you are successful, you will get a good wife. Nobody teaches men how to be good husbands.
Right, because a good husband is supposed to just be a provider.
Financially. And provision comes from so many forms that's the part that you're saying. So a woman will feel like, certain women, not all, because she got money, she don't need leadership or provision from a man. Mm-hmm. And that's where the disconnect comes. And that's where we got to try to find resolution. And I'm scared for our culture. I really feel like it's over because they don't want the natural order. And that's just what it is. God, man, woman, child, right? We all follow God. Men set the order. Women follow the order. Women keep the order. Children follow the order. We need each other. Men and women need each other equally, right? And we'll never be equal. And people get, especially women, they get mad when I say that. And what I mean by we'll never be equal, we're not the same. So equality entails that we are both identical in all shapes, forms, and we're not. We're not. We'll never be equal. But we are whole together. Do you understand? We complete each other. We're not equal, but we're incomplete without each other, and we are complete with each other. You understand? Like women, if I had to give birth,